And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to helping you win in any marketplace. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate-based program. Over 5 years running now here and helping you win. That's our goal. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by Platinum MVP Realty. We're going to do 3 things for sure. We're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, but it's up to you on the 4th. We want to engage with you to help you win, so make sure you save our hotline number.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And make sure you bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. I implore you to check out our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, their contact information. You can see links to recent shows, previous shows there. And then also there's a submission form, a contact form that you're going to be able to send back any of your questions, comments, concerns, ways that we can help you as a consumer advocate. That's what we set up this show to do. It's designed to help you understand more about your buying decisions, help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community here. So it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks in studio with me today. Connor Keller back in studio, insectiq.com. Welcome back.
Hello, Brandon. It's good to be here. How you doing today?
Excellent. Yes, things are good. And I hear a congratulations is in order.
Yes, I became a grandfather last week, or I think it's been 2 weeks now.
Awesome, man.
Little boy named Asher Gray
Cool.
Jones. Yes,
awesome, man.
I quickly learned I'm his favorite grandfather already. So.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's got to be a paradigm shift too, huh?
Sure, it is.
Shifting to the grandpa.
It is. It's a little, I'm only 44 years old, so it was a little hard to accept that, but I've come to terms, and now I'm enjoying it.
Awesome.
Figure more
cool.
energy, a little wiser. So.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. Congratulations on the addition to the family.
Thank you.
Kelly Oliver in the house, Business Loan Solutions. Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Good stuff. What are you seeing out there?
Oh, we are going to talk about, my favorite thing, which is always what's the biggest question that everybody has this last week. And that's going to be in fix and flips.
Oh, nice.
Lending for fix and flips. The money is crazy available.
I like that. So that's for residential flips, commercial. I mean, pretty much any type of.
We don't talk about commercial fix and flips very often, but it is actually a good market to be in. And, as an investor, if you're a smaller investor, you grow up to get the bigger properties as you go.
Right.
A lot of residential people will start in the doing 1 to 4 residential small apartment complexes and then start to move up to the bigger complexes.
Right.
But that's not the only place to be. I mean, retail shopping centers is an amazing place to do a fix and flip.
Right there.
It is big money. It is absolutely big money and great opportunity to flip that.
And I guess the big part of it is you got to get in. You got to buy the debt. You got to have it where the debt's at a certain level to where you can purchase it and then make the return.
Exactly. Well, and it all has to do with, a lot of investors will invest at their property and then make 0 renovations, and they'll hang on to it for 10 or 20 years, and then the shopping center looks pretty dated.
Right.
And so what a good fix and flip person would do would come in and bring it back to life.
Right.
And then rent it out so it has a strong rental history, and then there are investors that will want to come in and purchase that property for a long-term hold.
Yes.
So that may not, may or may not be you. That may be something that you're ready to position yourself to sell off to someone else, and then it's a win for everybody.
Yeah, it really is. Increase the rents, come in, renovate, increase the rents, add some new nice, fixtures or amenities that are there, and just improve the property. And the key is also finding that anchor tenant. If you can find your big anchor tenant that's going to come in there and anchor that thing down, that's going to help you in the long run. So awesome, good stuff. We're going to be talking about business loan solutions, all types of business loan financing as well with Kelly Oliver here today on the show. And as you know, I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. And I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got and some open houses going on. We got 9174 98th Avenue in Largo. This is a $1 million listing, another $1 million listing of mine. So we're looking for $1 million buyers here. 9178 98th Avenue in Largo. Now, this is a breathtaking home, beautiful. It's basically paradise in the middle of Pinellas County. You've got 1.79 acres, and it's completely renovated, remodeled. It's got a whole house generator. I mean, just so many upgrades to list here. And there's also a 2-acre lot next door owned by the same gentleman. So you could have almost 4 acres in the middle of Pinellas County for $1.3 million, 1.3 and change. And just the house with the 1.79 is $999,000. So a beautiful property listing just hit the market. We're having an open house over there this weekend. Reach out if you'd like more details. Also, we got an open house going on this Sunday at 12939 Box Drive up in Hudson. This is up in Pasco County, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, corner lot, beautiful large lot, and this home is very well maintained. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, beautiful property, Box Drive in Hudson. Say hello to Tara with Platinum MVP Realty. We're hosting an open house over there this weekend, 12 to 3 at Box Drive in Hudson. So some real estate properties available for you there. Also, for more, check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. We got a buyer-seller seminar coming up as well on Thursday, November 8th. Save the date, Thursday, November 8th. We're going to have a buyer-seller investor seminar, 11300 4th Street North, in St. Petersburg. That's Cox Media Group, 1025 The Bone Studio. We're going to do a radio station tour if you'd like as well. Catered food from Amici's Catered Cuisine. Buyer-seller seminar. Learn how to buy and sell like a pro on Thursday, November 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. over at the radio station. We're going to have a lot of fun with that event as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We got Connor Keller in the house. He's got a wealth of information on all things pest control, termite control, gets into the critters outside, and also very knowledgeable in honeybee removal as well, safe honeybee removal, all types of stinging insects. And so what else are you seeing out there, Connor?
Well, I think fitting in the theme of the show today, I want to start off talking about wood-destroying organism inspections. When you go to buy a house in Florida, of course, it's a great idea to have it inspected for termites. You're 5 times more likely to get termites in Florida than you are to have a fire, flood, or wind damage. Worst of all, your homeowner's insurance typically does not cover termite damage. So,
interesting.
Given those statistics, it's just a matter of when, not if, you will get termites.
So the typical homeowner's policy is not going to have a rider in there that's talking about the wood-destroying organisms.
They consider it, subterranean termites are completely preventable. We can go in and do annual inspections, put a treatment in the house, make sure that no further issues exist. We also deal with drywood termites in Florida, and they're pretty prevalent on the West Coast throughout Tampa and St. Petersburg. Drywood termites are localized in the wood itself. Typically, you would treat it by spot treatment or putting a tent on the house and fumigating it.
Right.
There really is nothing preventative, no preventative methods to treat that or keep them from getting in. It's more of a proximity to the area that the house is located. So South Tampa, downtown St. Pete, all of your turn of the century, pre-1950 houses are much more susceptible to that. There's a lot of wood on the exterior of the house. Most of them are elevated on a pier and beam type foundation or crawl space. So there's plenty of avenues for drywood termites to get in those houses. So what do? I recommend, of course, before you purchase a house that you have it inspected for termites. A lot of banks will require WDO inspections. If you're getting a mortgage or financing, they'll require that inspection prior to closing on the loan. So what we'll do is we'll go out and do the WDO inspection. It's a very comprehensive, thorough inspection. We check the exterior of the house, the siding, the soffit, roof, fascia, the door jambs, the garage, the patios. We'll also go out and look on the property for wood to earth contact. A lot of times you'll find, especially subterranean termite activity in fences, wood fences attached to the house. The problem is once termites find that food source, they'll also forage out from that food source looking for additional things to eat. And your house is typically right next to that fence. So just as an explanation why we're doing that. Firewood stacked up against the house is another conducive condition. So these are all the things that we're looking at on the exterior of the house, of course. We also look for moisture. Moisture is not going to attract termites to the house per se, but if they find the moisture, they go crazy. Termites have to have moisture to survive, of course. So these are all the things we're looking around the exterior, and then we go to the interior of the house. And usually I start at the front door and just work my way around. I check the baseboards, the walls, where the walls come together, wood cabinets. I really slow down and look closely at the connective walls or construction around plumbing penetrations. And that would be where any drain line or plumbing, wiring, anything that comes through the slab, you're going to have an opening in the slab that would allow termites to come up through that. So that's very commonly where you would find them on a visual inspection. Beyond that, we look at, of course, the bathrooms, the kitchen, and then it's also important that you go in the attic as well. Subterranean termites will eventually find their way up into the attic. A lot of times in a bathroom, you'll have plumbing running up a wall, so they'll follow that plumbing right up into those king plates or trusses in the attic. And a lot of inspectors miss that or overlook attics. And in the middle of summertime, it's 98 degrees outside. The last place you want to find yourself is in an attic.
Conveniently.
But yes, but
Right.
you know, it's very important in regards to termites, but it'll also allow you to look for other issues while you're up there.
Right.
Animal issues, bats, all these things we've talked about, love attics.
Yeah. When we come back, I want to ask you how you identify, because, you know,
Sure.
just from the bare eye, you know, the lay person's eye, they couldn't really identify. But it's interesting. I kind of know the answer, but I want to
Right.
tease it for our listeners out there about, you know, how you actually find these termites in the home. All right, stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show. Brandon Rhymes coming back at you with Connor Keller, Insect IQ. Also, Kelly Oliver in the house, Business Loan Solutions. Going to talk about some really niche programs, some unique stuff that you can do if you are an investor out there or maybe thinking about becoming one. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and we're going to help you win in any marketplace. That's our goal, and we've got an all-star lineup for you today. Connor Keller in the house, Kelly Oliver as well, and I want to give a shout-out to our official hotel partner over on the beach, Treasure Island. Bilmar Beach Resort over on Treasure Island is our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And this place is awesome. It's got 2 pools. It's got the Sloppy Joe's restaurant, the famous, world-famous Sloppy Joe's. You know, they've got the one in Key West, too. And it's right on the beach, Treasure Island. Great place to go hang out, whether you're planning a corporate event, a business trip, or a wedding. All types of really cool opportunities over at the Bilmar Beach Resort, whether you're maybe just a family vacation or if you're local here, call it a staycation over at Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you and take them up on special offers and incentives just by being a fan of the show. All right. So we got it coming up. We got a feel-good story of the week as well. Woman praises teen for returning her wallet with $300 inside. So feel-good story there coming at you in our Tell Me Something Good segment. I want to let you know about a hot listing I have. This one's another waterfront beauty. It's $580,000, 6526 Yvette Drive in Hudson. This is the Hudson Beach Estates, 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bath. Beautiful property. You've got gorgeous photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks. And this property is direct access out into the bay. And you're going to be out there fishing, enjoying the beautiful areas around Hudson. Short sale. This is a short sale. So we just need an offer here to get this property going. 6526 Yvette Drive in Hudson. It's in Hudson Beach Estates. Beautiful property. Just hit the market. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. All right, so we're going to go back to Connor Keller here, Insect IQ, local expert here, support the local economy. We always talk about that theme, but how do you identify? That's the question I wanted to ask you: is how do you identify these different types of termites when they're in the home?
So that's a great question, Brandon. Basically, termites are very subversive by nature. So when you're doing these inspections, a lot of times you're looking for clues and not the actual insects themselves. So in regards to subterranean termites, of course, again, we look for moisture. They'll bring the moisture up into the structure from the ground. So if you get enough activity in a wall, a lot of times you'll get moisture staining, or it looks like mold or mildew in the drywall. They'll eat the paper backing of the drywall. So if you just poke at it a little bit, it just kind of crumbles. With subterranean termites, the ground or the damage typically radiates from the ground up. So we'll look at baseboards, framing on the ground. A lot of times you can tap on that and you'll hear a hollow sound because, again, they'll eat right up to the paint and stop. And when you tap on it, it'll crumble and fall apart. Or you hear a hollow sound to the wood itself because of the damage inside. And earlier in the year, in the spring, subterranean termites swarm. They'll build launch castles up in the drywall. They'll poke a little hole in the wall and pack it full of mud or sand. And when the temperature and humidity is just right, they come pouring out of the wall. Swarming is a natural reproductive cycle of all social insects. So termites, honeybees, ants, anything with a queen and workers, this is how they reproduce and move around in the world. So in your house, in the early spring, late January, February, and March, this happens when we've got a cold front that goes through and then it gets up to 80, 85 degrees. They'll come pouring out of the wall. It's typically around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. In years past, it's been so bad that you literally could drive around the neighborhood and you would just see subterranean termites pouring out of people's houses, and you go up and knock on their door and, ma'am, that's subterranean termites. Wow. Oh no. And you treat it right then and there. With advancements in termiticides, and I think the environment changes, everything's cyclical in my opinion in nature. I've mentioned that about honeybees before, but we seem to be getting more into a heavier period of activity again. We're getting heavier swarms. They're swarming earlier and longer. Does that necessarily translate into more activity in a home or damage? That's yet to be seen, but we need to be vigilant when we're buying houses, when we're living in our houses. Anything that seems out of the ordinary, I would seek professional help.
Yeah, it's interesting too. The termiticides.
Yes.
What is that involved?
So termiticide is a pesticide specifically engineered to treat termites. So whether it's a herbicide for weeds, a termiticide for termites, insecticide for insects, they're all classified under the general term pesticide. It's just specialized for termites.
Okay.
Now, most of your products are insecticides and termiticides, so they have dual labels. Some have labels for termites, pest, and lawn. So it's each product is unique in what it can and can't do and what you can and cannot treat, which again is another example of why seeking professional help is a good idea, because you have so many products to choose from. You could misapply, you could hurt the environment, you could hurt yourself. So really, this is just an example where do-it-yourself isn't always the best option.
Yeah, it really is. It's when you look at that. If you just joined us, by the way, Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host. We're talking with Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com. Check out InsectIQ.com. And so the DIY, that's something that we hear about from time to time. People, especially now, the real estate market's been hot. People are trying to, sell their own homes and, leaving money on the table, making other mistakes. But when it comes to, your termite and your pest control around your house, I mean, there's potential deadly ramifications here, and we've seen it happen.
There is. Again, it depends on the product, and if you have allergies, if you get into the water supply, if you contaminate your food. These are all things you really have to be concerned about when applying pesticides. A lot of times too, being good stewards in the environment, we don't have to apply pesticides at all. We can make changes to the conditions in and around the home, which eliminates the pest problem without applying pesticides at all. That's called integrated pest management. That terminology or concept was developed in agriculture to protect our food crops from pests without needlessly exposing us to pesticides on a regular basis. And we've just taken those same principles and applied it to urban pest management, whether it be termites, pests, wildlife. The principles are sound and applicable to all.
Okay.
So I want to go back. I kind of got off on my own little tangent here about evidence. We talked about subterranean termites and what to look for. Drywood termites are a total different set of evidence. Basically, you would look for damage galleries. And again, the colonies are localized in the wood itself. So you're going to have the queen, the workers, everything right there. When subterranean termites feed on wood, they eat with the grain of the wood. So you get almost like a corrugated cardboard appearance to the wood.
Yep.
With drywood termites, it almost just looks like someone came and took a bite out of the member of wood. There's no rhyme or reason to it. They just chew through it in pockets. But we look for damage, of course, swarming, which I mentioned subterranean termites do. Drywood termites do as well during the summertime. Their appearance of the swarmers are a little different, and that's how you can identify. Subterraneans tend to be black with a white wing. Drywood termites tend to be reddish brown with a translucent wing, and then the time of year that they swarm as well. We also look for frass. That's their fecal pellets. Drywood termites are great housekeepers, so as that builds up in the damage gallery or gallery where the termites are, they'll punch a little hole and start kicking that out, and you'll get little piles of sawdust, or looks like sawdust, but it's actually fecal pellets.
Right.
Another interesting fact, if you find it in a nice neat little pile, typically that means that kick out hole is right above that area.
Right.
So it's dropping in a nice neat little pile. If it's kind of spread out everywhere, look up into the ceiling and the walls above, because it's falling from a higher distance and it's going to be more spread out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I've seen that before. As you look through a home, you're kind of looking for these different areas of potential problems. But
Windowsills is another place to really look, because swarming, the termites have limited sight, so they're attracted to that light, and a lot of times why you'll find the bodies and wings on the windowsill itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So get your WDO inspections, and on certain types of loan products like the VA product, they're required. Yep.
We recommend an inspection period if you're buying a house, even if you live in a house and it's been a couple years. Let's say you're flipping, what's the term?
From a flip,
investing here, buying a house, fixing it up, and flipping it.
Yep.
Even if it's a cash deal, let's get those inspected. You won't have any surprises when you go to close on the house, and that's one of the big problems in real estate is you go to close and all of a sudden termites come up and the whole thing blows up, and that's all preventable if you do your homework.
And we've talked about it before too, Connor, where I've had one of my deals before, the buyer's inspector found termite evidence, and then the seller's getting all upset. No way, we don't have termites. That's got to be wood shavings from whatever. And then they get a completely independent termite inspector to come in, and then so you have two 100% differently opposing opinions about the same house.
Yeah, so in the state of Florida, it's against the law to state that there are termites present when there's not. It's actually covered under Florida statutes, chapter 482. That's the statutes that regulate the pest control industry. And I believe it's a first or second degree felony at this point. So there's some problems. I mean, in every industry, you're going to have some bad apples, and that's if you, especially realtors, if you find a good termite inspector that you trust and it's consistent, you want to stick with those guys because they're a dime a dozen out there. So
and so they ended up tinting the house, paying additional dollars to make sure. But so I think the way they get around it though is they say there's evidence, right? There's not.
Right, it's evidence, and it states that in the report. I want to tell you one quick story when we come back, and I'll relinquish the microphone. So.
Okay, so that's Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com. Kelly Oliver in the house as well, Business Loan Solutions. We're going to talk about small business financing, medium-sized businesses. We're fixing flips and all kinds of other cool stuff here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our feel-good story of the day is a good one as well. Woman praises teen for returning her wallet with $300 cash inside. Stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. Platinum MVP Realty, we're hiring right now. We're actually looking for admin, administrative help, and also realtors on our team. So we'd love to talk to anyone out there thinking about making a change on brokerages. We're looking for agents. We got a lot of leads, a lot of business flowing, and we need help to handle these leads. A lot of good stuff. 215 12th Avenue Northeast is another hot property that we have here in St. Petersburg. This one's $1.199 million, a $1 million listing of mine here in Old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. Beautiful property, SIPS panel construction. It's built to the highest of standards, commercial standards, with steel framing, steel insulated panels, and commercial electrical wiring. Beautiful property in a great area of Old Northeast St. Petersburg. 215 12th Avenue Northeast. Beautiful property that we have listed. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Also got a hot property, 5506 Dallas Way over in Valrico. This is the east side of Hillsborough County. River Hills Country Club, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, corner lot, pool home, built by the owner. The owner is a contractor here, 3,500 square feet, and he's put a lot of the best possible scenario when it comes to materials and supplies utilized on this beautiful property in Valrico, Florida. Hot property listing of Platinum MVP Realty. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, so we got Connor Keller in the house, insectiq.com. Kelly Oliver coming up as well. Connor, you wanted to finish up one of your stories you were saying.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make a point. I recently was involved. I did a WDO inspection. Same scenario where another company had come out and done an inspection, listed a bunch of issues. I went through it I went behind that other inspector and verified a lot of the issues, but was basically able to put together a deal that made the whole thing work. The issue that came up is the cost of the fumigation. The seller didn't want to pay for the termite treatments and was selling the house as is. And interestingly enough, the realtor stepped up and paid for the treatment to make the deal go through. I guess the commissions were high enough on the deal that it was just a drop in the bucket to her. And I consider that's a good realtor, whatever it takes, right, to make the deal.
That's right.
But we've since fumigated the house, treated it for subterranean termites, and have it under warranty. So it's a happy ending in the end.
Good. Yeah. Realtor concessions. You can give concessions back. Realtor rebate is another term that's used. You can definitely do that. All right. So let's switch gears here. We're going to talk business financing. Kelly Oliver, Business Loan Solutions here locally in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
All things money.
All things money. Exactly.
I like it.
We were talking about what's the biggest topic that is showing up over the last week or so, and that has been this fix and flip. I'm not only getting inquiries from investors who are wanting to invest in properties, but I'm also getting inquiries from the lenders that are saying, hey, I've got money. Where can I, send me some deals. I just need some deals. We'll approve them and get them done. Nice. They're getting very aggressive in their statements as to how much they're willing to do the loan for as far as interest rates. Yeah. Points are the lowest I've ever seen as far as points are concerned, and a lot of them are willing to close like in 10 days.
Really quick, so fast closings.
Really quick.
Very competitive, so the market's competitive, so the interest rates are relatively low.
Right.
What about loan to value, the LTV?
Well, that's another great aggressive strategy that they've can. So in the past, we've been really kind of everyone's learned that 65%, 75% loan to value was the right number. I have lenders right now that are coming to the table. They're willing to lend 90% loan to value, which is different than loan to cost, right? So loan to cost is how much is it that you're purchasing the property for, and then how much is it going to cost you to do the renovations. Okay. And so if the loan to cost, let's say that's 90% on a $100,000 cost, you still have to come to the table with $10,000. But loan to value, and let's say that value, your profit on top of that was far exceeded that, then 100% or 90% would actually cover all of your costs.
So your
Makes sense?
Yeah. So your ARV then sometimes is what people will talk about, your after repair value.
Right.
So let's walk through another scenario, make sure everybody got that.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and give it to me. Let's base it on $100,000 and it's worth $150,000.
Yeah. So $100,000 cost, right?
Okay.
So say that it cost me $75,000 to buy the house, $25,000 for the loan or to do the renovations. Exactly. So $100,000. That's a loan to cost. And some lenders will come in and say, listen, I'll only lend you 90% of loan to cost.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is then you, as the investor, still have to come to the table with your $10,000.
Okay.
Right?
Got it.
But loan to value, if it's $150,000 value or market value or ARV, all of those things are the same terms, and they're going to do 90% of $150,000, you can see that they've far exceeded what your cost
was
to do the renovation is. So they're doing 90% of loan to value. A lot of them now will also do 100% of the cost, the renovation cost as well.
Wow. That's really cool.
It's really, really amazing what it is that they're coming to the table with.
Yeah, that's super cool, Kelly. Kelly Oliver, Business Loan Solutions. That's a great opportunity right there. I mean, I tell you, there's a lot of wealth that's created every year in real estate. And the ability to use other people's money to do it is one of the key factors in this whole equation.
It's true. You know, we just were working with someone who was new to the market. We had to, he's a new investor, so we kind of had to help him through that process. Sure. But he called me yesterday. He's already invested in 2 properties. And yesterday he called, he says, Kelly, he says, I've got 2 more properties that I found. He says, I can't wait to get into these properties because little bits of changes that he's going to bring to the table totally redoes how the revenue stream is generated for both these properties. One's a little motel. I think it's like 25 rooms for a motel. And the other one is an apartment complex that is about 50 units for the apartment complex. And he knows strategically in his head exactly what he has to do to go in and make the minimal changes so that he can get the maximum revenue stream out of those properties.
Right.
So he's got the bug. Yeah.
That's really cool. So he's got the bug. Now, on the flip side is, how do you find those properties? How's he finding those deals? That's the question that people ask. And there's several ways to do that. There's ways that you can mail away out-of-state owners. There's probate lists. There's death, divorce, bankruptcy. I mean, there's all types of different lists and things that you can do. A lot of people just do the bird dog thing. They put out the we buy houses cash, get those types of calls, field those calls, and work with a wholesaler, or they become the wholesaler at that point.
Right. And you can work with strategic real estate agents as well.
Right.
Because there are some that will work in that space in the market, especially the ones that are doing the short sales.
Right.
Right. There are real estate agents who will work specifically with the banks.
Yep.
And then, a lot of times people will want to go to the bank and get banking interest rates and points in it. And, this is not a banking conversation.
Right.
Because investing in real estate, whether it's residential real estate or commercial, is too risky.
Yes.
For them to want to take a chance on lending you money.
Yeah.
So it is alternate lenders. Sometimes people call it hard money lenders, and they've gotten a really bad rap as far as what hard money lending sounds like.
Right.
But really just consider it's alternate lenders.
Yep.
Alternate lenders means it's just not a banking institution.
Sure.
And we represent alternate lenders, could be hard money lenders, but is also private investors. I have lenders who this is all they do is invest in fix and flips. And let's say that you found a house that's perfect, you love it, you don't want to actually flip it. You want to hang on to it because it looks like a really good investment for your portfolio for a long-term hold.
Yeah.
I have investors or lenders who will help you invest in those properties and do like a 30-year amortization.
Nice.
But only have a 7-year loan. So that you can do a short-term loan, but your monthly payment looks like you amortize it over 30 years.
Yeah, and the chances are in that 7 years it's going to increase in value. Then you can refinance out of that. Maybe change the structure of your debt. That's a lot of it, the way they structure the debt.
Yep.
If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. I'm talking with Kelly Oliver, Business Loan Solutions here in studio, talking about ways that you can utilize this American dream. The American dream of entrepreneurship. And a lot of things are popping in my head as you're talking there, Kelly. I mean, there's some really good opportunity there, especially multifamily. I think of multifamily right now. You look at the ability to have over 50 units, 100 units in some cases or more, and you talk about passive income, and of course passive. You've got some hands-on, you've got maintenance fees, you've got different types of things that you're going to have to do to keep the property in good condition.
Yep.
But people have to live somewhere. There's been a lot of people forced into out of their homes through short sales and loan modifications, and there's a lot of ways that you can make money in real estate. There is,
and for those people who are interested to dip their toe in and get started. Of course, they have no experience, and they really often don't have a good financial position to be in. So what I want to encourage that group of people to do is reach out to other people that are already in that space. They're already investors. Team up with them, partner with them, and they will help you learn what you need to do in order to become a real estate investor.
Heck yeah, that's a way to do it right there. And more from our expert contributors when we come back. Also giving a shout out to wholebodyfuel.com. Check out wholebodyfuel.com, the official meal delivery service of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Wholebodyfuel.com, chef prepared meals delivered directly to your home or office. Convenient, healthy, organic, natural proteins. Excellent food. Wholebodyfuel.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our number one goal. We want to help you win. I want to give a shout out to Steve and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. I just went and visited them yesterday down in South Tampa on Gandy. They got an awesome setup there. You come in, you sit down, relax. They're going to plug you up to a vitamin infusion drip. So it says, are you tired? Are you wanting to lose pounds? Maybe you improve your performance. Then they have a great solution over at Replenish IV Solutions in South Tampa, the science of nutritional balance. And they're going to fill you up with great vitamins, B vitamins, all types of anti-aging, health and wellness, performance, weight loss, different types of setups they can get you going with. Replenish IV Solutions. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. They're right there on Gandy Boulevard in the Dalton Dental Building, right there in South Tampa. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. And we're back here in studio. We got Kelly Oliver in the house talking about all things money and the way that you can utilize some of her lending connections when it comes to fixing and flipping real estate properties, residential properties. Talked a little bit about the inside working of that as well, and how you can partner with, what they call REO agents, real estate owned agents. Those are foreclosure type scenarios. The short sales are also, from what I'm gathering, they used to be a good way to make money on these fix and flips, and the banks were just wanting to approve them with a little less answers, questions, and all that. Now I think it's really changed to where they're going to be pretty hard on these short sales.
It's true. The laws changed, and bankers started to realize that they didn't have to sell those properties pennies on the dollar. They could actually send them to the auction block and get more for the property than they even have as far as the mortgage. And because all of that whole dynamic changed, the industry changed, and the way that they sell those properties has changed, then it makes all the difference in the world as to whether that's a good source for finding deals. But listen, people still, life happens. People still get divorced. There was a $12 million property in Miami, divorced couple, that just let their house go for $8.2 million.
Wow.
So they really took it on the chin for that.
Yeah.
But there was a New York investor who was willing to come in and say, I will take that deal, right? So for him, he's going to do about $500,000 worth of renovations on that property and then make a decision whether he wants to move in or not.
Yeah.
Right? So people still get divorced. People still get sick. People still die. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, but it still happens.
That's right.
And, we live, when you start talking about the society where we're in and where we live, there is an aging population that's here, and that aging population is going to pass. And when they pass, that property goes to the children, and the children don't often live here in Florida. They live someplace else. And really, they don't want to deal with the property.
That's right. Out-of-state owner.
Out-of-state owners, right? Out-of-state owners. If you're looking for out-of-state owners, vacant homes, you can often do a cross-reference with vacant homes, vacancies, and or out-of-state owners who have rental properties.
Yes.
So if they've got a tenant in there, it's difficult to manage those properties from a long distance when you've got a rental.
That's right. Yeah, because you're depending on other people, local handyman, local property manager.
That's right.
It gets challenging and people get frustrated.
That's right. Yeah. So, there are still opportunities all over the place. You just have to work a little harder to find them.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too. By the way, if you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here talking with Kelly Oliver in studio, Business Loan Solutions. When you couple the advantages of real estate, you're using other people's money.
Yes.
You're finding a distressed home, something that's a death, divorce, bankruptcy we talked about. And then you also buy that maybe through an IRA or some type of retirement vehicle. Now you're being able to legally and ethically pay the least amount of taxes due.
That's right.
And not and postponing those taxes, hopefully, until you're in a later part of your age bracket there, and you're not paying as high of a percentage.
It's true. It's so funny that you mentioned that, because there are people that I talk to and say, I would really love to get into real estate investing. I just really don't have the money to put down on it, so they can't come up with the 10% or 20%. And as we're in this conversation with them, they have, they're sitting on a 401k that's got, $250,000 sitting in it.
Right.
And you go, I think you might have that income.
Yeah.
You can put the down payment.
And it's not in the sofa seats.
No, it's not in the sofa seats. Just because it's not sitting directly in your bank account, doesn't mean that it's not available to you.
Yeah.
And also this week I have other clients that I've worked with where they own their property 100%. In fact, this particular investor owns 2 or 3 homes We've rolled them all under one loan. They pulled money out, so it was a refi cash out. They took $80,000 out because they want to buy a gym. And the gym that they have is going to be here in Tampa, but it's something they've always wanted to own. So this is a way to leverage money that you already have in your portfolio or in your control that you can turn around and leverage and fulfill on the dreams that it is that you've always had.
Yeah, sounds like a really cool opportunity there. The ability to leverage, that's what it's all about, is leveraging other people's money, leveraging the tax code to your advantage. There's a lot of ways with real estate that you can really turn it up to 10. And so maybe switch gears here. Let's talk about businesses out there. Let's say businesses need a little extra cash. They might have a renovation or a project in mind. That's part of your bread and butter package too, right?
Absolutely is. And also acquisitions, right?
Okay.
So if you're in business strategically and you want to grow and you're finding it difficult to move to that next step or that next level, the one way to do that is through acquisition. So if you're looking for other businesses that are you basically would be considered competitors to your business. Right. Doesn't have to necessarily be in the city that you're in. It could be in a different city, but you look to acquire that business, at a good rate. Then that business acquisition also grows the business that you're currently in.
Right. Strategic.
Right? It's very strategic in what you're doing.
I like it.
So, so business acquisition, growth potential, the businesses that I work with and deal with, the ones that are most successful at getting the loans are the ones that have a really solid business plan. Now, it doesn't have to be a 25-page business plan. It just has to be one that makes sense, that people can buy into and say, oh, yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, one-pager.
One
real
pager,
quick and easy.
2-page max. And you know where the income's coming from. You know how you're going to attract the client or that new customer who wants to do business with you. And when it makes sense, the lenders get it, and they're willing to put their money where your mouth is.
Yeah, I like it. That's good stuff. All right, more from Kelly Oliver here in our lightning round. Let's get to our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so a woman praised a teen for returning her wallet with $300 inside. So an Alabama teen returned a wallet full of cash to a woman who accidentally left it in a grocery store. And on scrolling down here in the story, it says she went to the store to pick up her belongings. She left, and she asked if Anthony could take a photo with him so that she could share with her, so that she could share her act of kindness to the world. And when she wrote on Facebook that she went into Piggly Wiggly to buy a few things, and then she realized that she had left the cash and her cell phone. And then what was even more astonishing is that all my money was in the wristlet was in the iPhone, and they returned it to the manager. So the picture below is of Anthony as a teenager at Central Park Christian. And I went to bless Anthony with $100 today and called his mom, Joyce, to tell her what a great job her son has done. Sheila's post has gone viral with 123,000 shares and over 290,000 likes on Facebook. So she took a picture of me. Here's Anthony being quoted. And I was going to be viral, which I didn't think would be real. Anthony told the local news, but a lady came through my line an hour or two later and told me I was on Facebook. So if you saw if you sow a good seed, you'll receive the good seed. And it's always what you do when people are watching. The character is what it's all about, is what he's talking about here. And awesome. So there's our feel-good story. Let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice. Let's go ladies first here. Kelly Oliver.
Thank you. Sometimes people get a little concerned that the economy is really going too well.
Okay.
And if you remember a couple of shows ago, we had talked to
an economist
who said, no, this in housing and investing in housing is actually a really solid investment.
Good to hear.
It is. And there is a demand, and the demand is real. It's not investors that are coming from other countries. It is actually real from the people that are wanting to buy homes, that are in line to buy homes, and they're always looking for affordable homes, right?
Yeah.
So,
and people have to rent. If they have to rent, they got to live somewhere too. So there's the whole landlord play. All right, Connor Keller, insectiq.com.
I just want to say it doesn't cost anything at all to book a termite inspection. They're totally free of charge. If you're just curious about the state of your house, if there's any conducive conditions, or if you have activity, I'd be happy to come out and do the exact same inspection as the WDO inspection that we charge for real estate. I'll also give you options on either preventing termites or correcting them if we find them. And one other thing I'd like to point out, we have an ant in Florida called a big-headed ant that also builds shelter tubes and mud tubes, much like subterranean termites. They're not a wood-destroying organism, but they're certainly a pest and can take over your house. So if you find anything like that, call me. I'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, consumerqb.com. I want to thank Connor Keller, Insect IQ, Kelly Oliver as well, Business Loan Solutions. And we want to thank you as well, our listeners, our viewers of our show out there. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show pages on Facebook as well. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 102.5 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.